Hi everyone! Welcome to tonight's GLIVE. So as you can see, habang nagsiswimming si Dwayne ngayon sa company outing nila, because they are in their company outing today, um, I will be taking over the stream. I apologize about that in advance. But for tonight's show, it's a very, very special show because we are celebrating the International Women's Month this March. And as you can see in your screens, I am joined by an all-female group. All right. So yeah, so it's going to be an all-female group for tonight's show. We have a very special topic, and I will let them introduce themselves. Let's start with Sam.
Hello, Sam. I think you've seen me around before. I started board gaming during, I guess, 2007 when I started law school. So I needed an outlet for stress and found that in board game. An excuse to to stop studying for a bit.
And what is your favorite game, Sam, as of 2023?
Uh Currently I think my favorite is Final Girl just because it's something that I can play alone, and since work from home ganon, it's easy to pull out and play.
So you're still playing a lot of solo gaming?
Yeah, quite a bit of solo gaming still.
Okay. All right. Oh, dito na si Dwayne and Willow. Hi, Dwayne and Willow. Sorry for taking over the stream for tonight. Okay. Next, let's go to Abby. Hi, Abby.
Hi, hello, I'm Abby. You probably saw me a lot of times already in All Aboard XP. I'm Abby, and I started into board gaming just I think it was back in December 2021. We started into the hobby because we are spending too much time in playing video games. We would just wanted to reduce our screen time. Actually, we don't know anyone from the community back then, so we don't know anything about the games and all. So we just bought some of the games that we're familiar with, and yeah.
And what is your current favorite game, Abby, as of 2023?
As of 2023, um, I haven't played it that much, but it's still my favorite game. It would be On Mars by Vital Lacerda. Um,
Wow, heavy.
Actually, when I started, I am not familiar with lightweight, medium weight, and heavyweight games. So I just like the game because the art is just so amazing, and the meeples are very colorful, and I love that in games. So I think that's what caught my eye in the first place. So.
Okay. Thanks for that, Abby. So next, we have Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hi guys. By the way, ayun, I'm Dan. And maybe you saw me na rin sa mga ibang mga videos, like doing some unboxings. And usually, nakita rin sa All Aboard XP. And I started yung hobby, well, nung medyo bata-bata pa, I started to collecting some chess, the usual games na we do nung mga bata pa tayo. But I started collecting modern board games, I think 2016. So, that is the time na nag-start na akong to buy more games, to play more games, and to enjoy it with my friends. And that's it. Yeah.
And current favorite game, Dan.
Current favorite game. Well, may dalawa. Dalawa akong favorite. The first one is Calico because I really love cats. And the second
Oh,
one is yes. And the second one is Lost Ruins of Arnak. I really love the artwork, the how the game works, and the same thing the cards and how to put some workers on it. So that's it.
okay. So, my turn naman. So, hi everyone. Maybe you haven't seen me in a while. My name is Glory, And I used to co-host the GLIVE game nights every Tuesday night, if I remember correctly, where we would play games for about 4 hours, as in into the night. I also have an Instagram account, the Board Gamer PH. Maybe you have heard of it, or maybe not. And oh, you have, yay! And I started playing board games. If si Sam, nung nagsa-start siya ng law school, ako naman, nung patapos ako ng law school. Because after you end law school, you're about to take the bar. And I was so stressed out and I needed like an outlet of some kind. So I started getting into the hobby. I was influencing all my friends who were also studying for the bar to play games with me, even though they shouldn't. But yeah, after that, it was really such a black hole because of gaming library. And I mean, sometimes I'm more active. Some years I'm more active. Some years I'm not so active. But it has stayed with me since then. And my favorite game is still Game of Thrones, the board game, although I haven't played it in its full complement in quite a while. But my current favorite, only because sobrang patok nito sa lahat ng friends ko, is still Wavelength. I got it during the pandemic, and every time I bring it, my friends really love it. And to the point that they will always go to Gaming Live's website and check if it's in stock. But yeah. Oh, Dwayne has a comment. Thank you for being the host for the show. Yay to more women in board gaming. Thanks, Dwayne, and thanks for the invite. Desky says, "Woohoo, lady in red." I think that's you, Abby. You're the only one in red.
He's a friend, a board gaming friend.
Good evening, Desky, and everyone who's watching the show. So, like I mentioned, it's we have a special topic for tonight. As you all know, it's International Women's Month. So, International Women's Month, yay! We're celebrating women, and we want to start off the show, I guess, recounting how it is, because we've mentioned how long we've been in the hobby. So we want to mention how it was entering this hobby as a women, as women. Hindi ko alam para siya ma-phrase na maayos. But as a female, right? Because games medyo male dominated eh. But I'm wondering if it's different in as opposed to video gaming, where it's really predominantly male. Well, not Alodia, but I mean, right? Lahat ng kalaro ni Alodia lalaki, diba? So I want to know how it is for you guys since you started the hobby. Maybe we can start with Abby this time.
Hey. So, in regards with like women into the hobby, when I started, there were a lot of female players already. So, I wasn't really that. I didn't feel very isolated just because I'm a female, but everyone was very approachable. Everyone likes to teach board games to people, and I really felt the love of the community in regards to the hobby. So yeah.
Yep, I fully agree with you, but I'll talk about my own experience later. Maybe this time we'll go with Sam.
Well, starting out in the hobby, it was actually one of my guy friends that introduced me to board gaming. With, I think, our very first game was Munchkin. And then that got me interested in niche board games. So research and then purchasing stuff. But at the time that I started, I think it was still a lot of guys in the hobby. I joined a couple of play groups where it was predominantly male. And then I'd get invites to play at someone's house, but then it's a primarily guy group, eh, diba? So as a woman, medyo ilang tayo dun. So it wasn't until I think maybe 5-6 years ago that someone started a group in Makati. It was a female who invited people to play at her house. So I felt a bit more comfortable joining that group. And then that from that we grew into playing at it's at the board game place in Makati, and then we did and then I met a lot of people there, and then it was a good mix of female and male players. So I grew a couple of girlfriends from board gaming, and now our current game group is a healthy mix of male and female players, and it's been good so far. I was glad to have joined that one play group way back when.
But yeah, I understand you, Sam, especially since you started early on, right? 2007? 2007, did I remember that correctly? So, yeah, I can understand. I mean, quite young, and then you get invited to a house to a house to play games, and you don't know everyone, right? So you wouldn't feel so comfortable. Totally understand. Before we go to Dan, Desky says you have no idea how much we wanted women in tabletop RPG. There were few and far in between. As a DM with 20 plus active years, I only had 3 female RPG players. When I started in 2007, only 2 regular board gamers were women. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You know, Desky, I actually know of a small group of women who, they're all women, and they play D&D. As in, they spend the whole day playing D&D. I think they meet up once every month. But yeah, they're all women there. I mean, the ones who started the group, but of course, their plus ones are also there. Hi, Gino. Long time no see. Sorry, sigit lang. Okay, so let's go to Dan.
Yeah. For my ano naman, own experience or what so. Well, I usually go with more on the guys talaga nung nagsa-start na ako to the hobby. Sobrang limited or sobrang konti lang talaga nung chances that I play with some girls or women's. So, minsan pa nga ako lang talaga yung babae sa group. Ako lang yung babae sa group, and then we're going to play some board games. And one of the experience that I have is the RPG of Tadhana. If you're familiar with the game Tadhana, we're playing Tadhana, and then ako lang nag-iisang girl do sa group. Then I'm playing 5 guys talaga. So I think yun nga, medyo sa umpisa nakakailang kasi syempre you're surrounded with men, and yun nga yung iba yung instinct ay iba yung ano nila, energy nila sa energy ng isang female. Pero in a long run, you're going to connect naman din, and they're so welcoming, especially in our hobby. And yun nga, mas habang tumatagal, mas nagiging entertaining na yung bawat people sa group, mga groups. So yun.
Yep, thanks for that, Dan. I totally agree with you and Abby also that the people in general are so welcoming. My experience, because I got into the hobby, but I didn't really have a board game group. It's more I would influence my friends to like play with me. So they're mostly girls, and we really just play games all together as friends, you know. So sometimes it would be like 4 of us, all girls, playing Blood Rage together, or sometimes all girls playing Game of Thrones together. So I'm really used to like having like a girl group, right? But when I went into the community a little bit deeper, when I joined Gaming Library Curators, and also when I co-hosted the GLIVE game night, as you can see, they're all boys there. So in a show, it will be Luke, it will be Leo, Hans, Willow, and me. So it's just me. And sometimes I would just invite someone else, or maybe Sam, maybe Jovan, invite them so that there's another female around. But I can see that it's really mostly men. But I wanted to echo something you guys said, that they're all very welcoming. I don't really feel it that I'm the only girl there. It's just that they're the way boys play sometimes can be very aggressive, but I mean, I also play with girls who are very, very aggressive. Like in Game of Thrones, will suddenly like betray you, wouldn't care, or in downforce would like create such a chaos in the whole race. So I mean, both women and men can be cutthroat when it comes to gaming, but the men in this community per se, I think, are very very welcoming, and very very gentlemanly too. Wow, kikiligin yan si Willow. Tinawag ko siyang gentleman. GL question. Board game character from War Machine. Yeah. By the way, guys, I forgot to mention our GL question for tonight. Before we move on to our next topic, is who is your favorite female board game character / designer / celebrity / influencer? Yep. We'll also show you ours later before we end the show. But yeah, please chat your answers in the comment section. Desky, ang consistent lang sa gamer girls ay smarter. Wow, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think there is that disparity, but I think girls are generally gentler. You know, you won't see it coming when they're about to attack you because they'll just keep quiet. Sometimes boys, they can't help it, they'll smile. Diba? Alam mo nang may iniisip na may masamang balak na yan. But girls, I think, are more poker face. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to shout out to this blog that we have from Gaming Library. It was published in March 8th. So that's actually the International Women's Day. So it was published March 8th, and it's about women in board gaming. And it talks about inclusion and representation in the community. I think there is a similar topic from Dice Tower about women representation in gaming. Although, honestly, for me, it wasn't such a huge deal. But I mean, we know how it is in Western countries where representation is really a big issue, right? But what struck out to me in this blog is the list of board games that were actually designed or created by women. It's a very very interesting list because like some of those games I didn't even imagine. Some, you know, are very quite stark when you can feel it when a woman creates a board game, but for some of them, or maybe because I haven't really played with them that much, I was quite surprised. But I also want to know, guys, what are your favorite board games that were created, designed by women? Maybe it's a tag team designer, or hey, don't show the list, Willow, because they might copy the answers. So I want to hear that in the comments. So what are your favorite board games that were designed or created by women, or if there's a board game that surprised you, like I didn't know this was created by a girl. Let us know in the comment section. But we'll go through our own list first. Like I mentioned, I prepared 2 games here to talk about, but I don't want to start with me. Let's start with Dan.
Well, favorite board game created by girl. To be honest, I was surprised that it was created by a female, and kala ko talaga it is created by a man. So that is the Lost Ruins of Arnak. I thought na gawa siya ng isang man because of the artwork, how the game works. Then yung name kasi sa ibaba ng board is just a name. Wala siyang ibang ano na parang it will identify that it is a female or a male. So ayun, I was surprised that is made by a female. So yun, and it's still my favorite game. So yun.
But is there anything about the game that kind of like screams that it was created by a woman?
That is something na hindi ko ina-expect. Kasi I mean, the game itself, if you're going to look at it, it's like hindi talaga siya hindi siya what we call the kikai thingy for a female. You know that if you're going to identify minsan yung female, it's like a kikai or something like mild or gentle,
calming,
yeah. Like that. And then if you're going to look at Lost Winds of Arnak, oh come on. Paano naging babaeng gumawa nito? And
Wow,
yun
now I
nga.
have to play it.
So, ayun, wala akong makitang possible na girly do sa game. So,
Girly.
yun, girly. So, yun.
Okay. Before we move on, JB said, hello, good evening, everyone. It's nice to see new faces tonight. Hi, JB. More power to women of gaming. Yes. Hello, welcome to the show. Okay, maybe I'll go next. Kasi feeling ko, sasabihin kasi ni Sam yung isa sa games ko eh. So, unahan ko na siya because I control it. Okay, so the first one is, of course, Wingspan. Yes, so this one, and actually I'll just show my next one because this is also something that Sam influenced me to. Consumption. Yep, so I mean for these games, I guess it's very, very obvious. Not just that it was created by a woman, but actually someone who studied the subject quite thoroughly. Because of the way it works and how the game interacts. During the whole game, it's very seamless, it's very accurate, it's very detail oriented, and I really love it. I like, for example, in Consumption, how every part of the game interacts with one another. It's just so seamless and it makes sense. And I feel like I'm learning something, right? And I think that's because of the attention to detail. So I had a feeling, I didn't look it up yet, but I had a feeling that a girl designed it, and I was correct. Even the artwork was made by a girl. So yeah, that's for Consumption. And then for Wingspan, everything I said, plus, the beautiful art component, right? Aside from the fact that it's Stone Meyer, I think it's also because the creator is a woman. So, and we see it also in Mariposas. How there is that attention to beautiful artwork and how to make things pretty. Because for me personally, if a game is pretty and nice to look at, nice to touch, I feel like I really love playing with those types of games. And yeah, the sense that you get from it, well, Consumption not so much because I get stressed out playing that. But with Wingspan, right? The ramp up is slow in a sense that, okay, I go through the motions, and then you wait for it until the end. So there's no like big combat, so to speak, no direct player confrontation. It's really you doing your best with what you have. There's some player interaction, but I think that's kept to a minimum level to the point that it won't be confrontational, right? Or aggressive. So yeah, those are the two games that I have that are created by a woman and are my favorite of them. Wait, before we move on, I want to say nice one, Dan. Oh, Dan, you have a fan.
Hi.
Dwayne says, favorite designer, Elizabeth Hargrave. Wingspan, favorite artist, Beth. Is this Sabel? Sobel? Beth Sobel, Cascadia. And Sandara Tang, Flamecraft. Gino says, jail question. Fave female artist is Marie. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. Guys, do you know how to pronounce it? No. Okay.
No.
Gino, you have to type it out. Come on, help us. But yeah, Dixit artwork. Yeah, I agree. Every single card has its own open-ended story and can go cross-cultural and beyond language. But there's not one Dixit artwork, right? Art designer. There's not one Dixit art designer. There are different ones per expansion. If I remember that correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. But okay, let's move on. Sam, maybe you wanna go next because I think I got some of your games.
Okay, since you've mentioned consumption, I guess I'll Recently, I've been really into actual plays, and I've subscribed to Dropout. They run Dimension 20, if you're familiar. And last season, Dimension 20 did A Court of Fey and Flowers. That was run by the GM was Abria Iyengar, who is a female um, GM. And it was very interesting because it was run under 5e, but they combined it with another RPG, which is Good Society, which is designed by females and non-binary folks. I think in design team niya. And it's a Jane Austen style RPG, which was very interesting. And if you can watch only one Dimension 20 show, I think yun yung recommendation ko because it was absurd and it was fun. And it was a good combination of players there. And since I've been into actual play, I've also been reading various RPG books. And one of the more recent ones I've been going through is this one, which is Arc. If you're familiar, it's designed by a local female RPG designers. Momatos, I think is the name. So it's very interesting then. It's very story driven, I think, from what I've read. And that's something that interests me in maybe trying out to run an RPG that's not super combat heavy. So I think those are the two picks I have for female personalities in games.
So I have to check Dimension 20, Sam, because that is really interesting. Jane Austen setting.
For that one system, they mostly run 5e 5e D&D, but for that one they did something that's set in a Jane Austen style pero fantasy siya. So it's
okay. Okay. Sounds cool. But if I didn't say consumption, would you have?
Yes, consumption sa Wingspan.
I knew it.
Yun yung giveaways eh.
But yeah. Sorry. But I mean, anything you want to say about Wingspan and consumption since I took it from you?
Well, actually, you've mentioned it, no? I like those two games because of the depth of research that went into the topic. And how yung design ng game actually is influenced by the topic themselves. So it's very, I guess, somewhat educational games.
Yep. Para akong nakikinig sa teacher. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Although, I mean, not that realistic. I mean, drinking a lot of water isn't going to solve all of the oily foods that I eat.
That's true. But what I took from it is that alcohol can sometimes be good for you. Right?
Pwede.
Okay, before we go to Abby, Gina said, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her last name either. Okay, pareho lang tayo. So, base Dixit and some expansions and other artists. Yeah, I know that there are other women artists for Dixit expansions. But my favorite one is their 10th anniversary one because I think it's a mix of several artists. And that's really beautiful. Okay. John said, ooh, Dimension 20 represent. Hoot growl. For TT RPG, I really fell in love with Monster Hearts 2. And the game is also designed by Avery Alder. I'm not so well versed with RPG, Sam, but do you know this? Monster Hearts 2.
I'm familiar with Monster Hearts. I haven't seen the Critical Role VOD for that.
Wait, guys, Desky said, that's pronounced Carduwat. Oh, so it's Marie Carduwat. Okay. Thanks, Desky. Thanks for helping us out. Okay, let's move on to Abby. How about you, Abby?
So actually, one of my favorite games that was designed by a female was actually Consumption as well. So I am really into food, especially cooking. I do love grocery shopping. So when I learned of the game, I really loved it. That I um I put in stickers on those 300 wooden tokens by myself. That's how I love the game.
Wow,
Yes.
wow.
So yeah. So since I mentioned it already, I'm gonna mention another game. It is Little Town and Little Factory. Actually, it was co-designed by Aya and Shun Taguchi. Yeah. When I first learned of the game, it was very easy because coming from heavy games, uh those kind of lightweight games that you could play like in 20-minute 30-minute session was really fun for me, and I really love how you could like do some engine building with those simple cards. So I just love that game. And one of the games that I actually didn't know was designed by a female was Ian's End. So actually that game, I really loved it because it's deck building, and I'm really into deck building games. Actually, one of our closest board gaming friends, Michael and Kay, taught us the game when we first met. So I really didn't know that it was designed by a female, so I was shocked because it doesn't. If you check the artwork, it's not exactly like the cute type and the feminine type of illustrations that you usually see in female illustrators or designers. So that was one of like the games that I was shocked to know that it was designed by a female. So
Nice. So, sorry for taking your pick also, Abby. That's really why I went first.
yes, that's why I was like,
But what we learn now is that, I mean, from basing on your favorite games, guys, there are two types, right? I mean, there's no one note when it comes to a female board game designer. There's no one note. It doesn't need to be cute, doesn't need to be gentle or calming, doesn't need to be kikai. It can be heavy fantasy, right? And it's not I mean it basically it's a there's no limitation, and that's what I really like from your picks. Maybe what we can do is go through the list. Willow, you can do it this time. Like, we can go through the list and see the other games that were mentioned. Okay. JP, good evening. Hi, JP. Welcome to the show. So, yep, we mentioned Wingspan, designed by Elizabeth Hargrave. Arkham Horror, the card game. Maxine Juniper Newman.
yeah, that's a great game. I love the story and all.
I actually haven't played Arkham Horror.
Before I think we went to Baguio, someone taught us the game. It is in line with the somewhere between the
Cthulhu?
Cthulhu. Yes, Cthulhu.
Yeah. I've only tried Mansions of Madness in that
Mm-hmm.
genre. I really like that game too. Lost
Yeah,
Ruins of
that's
Arnak. So this is Dan's pick
See?
by
Mukha bang gawa
Micaela.
ni girl?
No, actually pwede. Tinan mo, very
Min and
detailed yung
Elwen.
art. Oh.
Yeah, the
Guwapo pa yung
details.
guy.
But,
Guwapo pa yung guy.
yeah, cutie.
Di ba? Cutie pa yung guy, so pwede.
Cutie pa yung guy. Yeah.
There! Mansions of
Mansions of
Madness.
Madness.
Nikki Valens. So yeah, this one I played in the Cthulhu I guess genre. Really like that game. Aeon's End. This is your pick too, Abby.
Yes.
Jenny Iglesias. Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle Earth. Have you guys played this?
Yes.
No.
Wow,
It's a really great
dami.
it's a really great deck building game as well. So
Oh yeah, because you like
um
deck builders.
yes, it's a great game.
Gusto ko
By
i-try ito.
Grace Holding House. Eldritch
Eldritch.
Horror, Nikki Valens too. Yeah, kind of expected that. Lorenzo Il Magnifico. So this one, I didn't know that it was designed by a woman. Flaminia Brasini. Has anyone played this?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No.
Haven't had a
If
chance.
anyone has played it in the chat, can you guys comment and say if does it feel female or or not? Point salad, yeah. I was gonna mention point salad, Molly Johnson. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's vegetables. Parang if it's a food or veggies or consumption, yan.
Okay.
Parang
Yeah.
parang ano parang female design talaga siya.
We need more food games.
Yeah, we do need more food games.
That's
Women-led gaming resources. Okay. So Abby, you're here.
Yes. I'm Abby, by the way, from Matches and Meatballs.
Dan, Monkey Place PH.
yeah.
Lance from Wasabi Buns. She's not here though, sadly. Okay. So before we move on to the last part of our show, Gino. Wait, sorry. Before we go to Gino, Desky said I'm very particular with pronunciation because of my favorite designer. It's Chevicek. Okay. Buti na lang nilagay mo yung phonetic spelling.
Mahihirapan din naman tayo dyan.
Mga first name basis lang.
Okay. Oh, Hans is here. Hi, Hans. Hello from Bataan. They're actually all in Bataan for a company outing. I think until tomorrow. So that's why we're taking over tonight. But anyway, let's move on to our GL question. Who is your favorite female what was that? Designer, character, designer, celebrity, or influencer? So I'll go first. I will get it first. So I really love sorry, where is it? Oh no, I can't find it. Okay. I really love the game Splendor. And every time I play it, I only have one goal. And it's to get these characters. Every time I play it. That's my first goal. How do I get the noble chips, the noble cards? And whenever I think of Splendor, I really think of the girl nobles. For some reason, especially her. For some reason, they're really the ones I imagine. And that's funny because the box is actually a man. Can you see it? Yeah. But every time I think of Splendor, I think of the female characters. So yeah, they're my favorite. How about you guys? Let's start with Dan this time.
Well, maybe on the if we're going to the characters, I really love Alice in Unmatched. So
Oh.
I really love the character of Alice sa Unmatched. Ang angas kasi she's holding a big sword, and then you never imagine it na ganun siya ka-astig. And for the influence, kasi mas nahilig ako sa mga astig. Hindi tayo
Oo
girl.
nga eh. Parang mapapansin ko from your answers
Um,
Gusto mo yung mga
And
badass.
And speaking of Astig, in the influencer, I really love Alodia. Sobrang fan ako ni Alodia. I really watch all the streams na ginagawa niya kasi si medyo feminine yung aura niya, pero pagka nasa stream na siya, it's like ibang aura na, and astig na siya while playing the other art video games and so on. Lalo na pag nagko-cosplay siya, so cool. So that's it.
Hans, maybe we should invite Alodia to join us.
Yes.
Come on, make it happen.
Yung fun.
Mr. Stories here, hello. Must have yung cities expansion for Splendor mo. Ako pa ba? Saan na ba yun? Hindi ko mahanap. Siyempre meron. Yan o, babae nga siya o. Fred said, "Whoa, good to see you all at the same place." Hi Fred, welcome to the show. Gino, GL question. Most interesting female character created for a game is Paige Turner from Paperback Hardback and Paperback Adventures. Hardworking female writer just trying to make her break. For influencer, Paula Deming, Monique, and Ella. Oh yeah, I really like Ella too. And then wait, I saw someone else. I'm sorry if I'm gonna mispronounce your name. Nia? My friend loves Sister Mary from Arkham Horror series. You guys know Sister Mary? Since you've played Arkham Horror? No? Can't
Siya ba yung
remember
nasa
her.
Elder Sign? Yung character sa Elder Sign? Siya ba yun?
Hindi ko rin sure.
Kasi may
Oh,
Sister
I'm not
Mary
sure.
sa ano.
Oh yeah,
May
Desky
Sister
said
Mary
yes,
sa character.
yes, the nun. Okay. Thanks Desky. Oh, there.
Si Sister.
There. Ooh. I wonder why. Okay. Next we'll go to Abby. Who is your favorite?
My favorite, actually, it has been one of my, like, my first few games when I started. I love Anna and Wojtek from Scythe. Also, my fiance was like playing Iron Harvest, so I learned her background during that game as well. So those is Anna is one of my favorite characters in the game. One other character would be Sandra from Kanban EV. Although you can play as her, but I like how she manages all these departments in the company. So like she's one of my first few inspirations in the game. And as for influencer, I really do love Paula Deming because I really love watching her cute little like series. There was this one time she was singing Little Mermaid, but for Kickstarters, so it was really fun watching her. As for illustrators, my favorite would be Beth Sobel. If you're familiar with her, she has done a lot of great illustrations. I'm actually collecting most of her games like Calico, Verdant, Herbaceous. I'm not sure if she's done Floriferous as well, but mostly she's into this watercolor illustrations that I really love. That's why she's my favorite. So, yeah.
So I was looking behind me because I thought my Calico is here. But it's not. Sorry. I was gonna give you some props. Okay, before we move on to Sam, Desky says, one of the most requested factions in the first board game of my collection is Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades. You guys know Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades?
It might be from StarCraft, I think.
Help naman dyan, Willow. Come on, show us.
I think she's the leader of those, what do you call those factions? I forgot the faction.
Oh
Zerks.
yeah, you're right.
Yes,
You're right.
Zerks.
I love the high-techness. Oh, by the way, guys, Willow is actually at the back end. So thanks, Willow. Yeah, actually si Abby nakakahula pareho ah. Galing mo. Okay, Sam, let's go to you.
For favorite characters, I really like the characters from Final Girl. I like them so much. I've been painting them.
Wow.
Almost finished. I think.
Sample.
Oh, wait lang. Let me just stop my cam. I'll jump back. Coding ko lang.
You know.
So let's go to Mr. Surfer. Sure when from Millennium Blades. You know, bilis oh.
Oh.
All right. This is the one I painted this weekend. I'm not sure if you're gonna see it. Asan ba yung camera ko?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
And I painted her this weekend. Took a couple of hours. So.
From what?
Wow.
Newbie painter, but happy with the progress. So fun sila to paint. Actually, marami silang details and the art's really cool. So, yeah.
I have never tried painting miniature, Sam. My gosh.
Try mo.
That's gonna cause me arthritic pain.
Let's
I
go
can't.
to Sam's.
Pasmado pa naman ako.
I have a non...
I can't.
Gusto sumali sa...
Siya lang yung she dito sa stream natin. This is a boy cat.
It's so funny. It was like climbing, no? On her shoulder.
Anyway,
Parang gusto niya sabihin, sali ako.
Oo nga, bakit daw hindi ko siya tinapin?
Okay.
Ayun. For influencers,
Okay.
I like yung players ng Dimension 20 as I mentioned before. I also like si Erika Ishii, who's also a board game influencer. Meron silang si Erika Ishii and si Abria are part of this new group that they formed with Brennan D. Mulligan. And it's a podcast that's really, really good actual play podcast kasi meron silang soundscape. It's like an audio play. It's just called Worlds Beyond Number, and yung first campaign nila is The Wizard, the Witch, and the Wild One, which is 2 episodes na, and I'm very, very into it. As in, sobrang ganda. You have the
paano
time.
ginagawang audio play?
They cut out some of the hemming and hawing and some of the dice rolls. Pero maganda, may sound staging sila. If you'll hear footsteps, you'll hear background music and everything. It's really good.
Ooh, interesting.
Interesting.
That's kind of interesting. Okay.
Yep. Maganda pa. As in, like, yung first, meron kasi silang prequel that you get if you subscribe to their Patreon. And, like, it's 8 episodes about yung childhood nila, and I was crying by the end of the 8th episode. So, sobrang ganda niya.
Wow.
Very mystical, very Hayao Miyazaki vibes, lalo na yung character ni Erika, which is the witch. So,
but you know, that's actually quite difficult to produce, I'm pretty sure.
yep.
Because
I think in its first week, it shot up to number 1 sa Apple Podcast, or it's like one of the top few Apple Podcasts.
Amazing. Okay, I'm really curious. What's the title, Sam? I have to write it down.
Yung group nila is Worlds Beyond Number. Yung first campaign nila is The Wizard, the Witch, and the Wild One.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that. Okay, Desky said, so parang 50s radio drama. Para bang ganon? Ish.
Slight, less cheesy. Pero, yeah. Actually, alam mo, may mga radio dramas pa rin naman ngayon eh. I
That's
can still
true.
hear it.
Oo. Kinig ka ng
Marami pa rin sila.
AM. Mga 12 noon.
Pagdating ng 3 o'clock, alam mo na yon, may mga kumakatok.
Exactly,
Pero,
para mga ganun.
pero Sam, how do they do it? So, you describe your turn?
They don't, may ganun pa rin. Some descriptions of their turn, and then may mangyayari, and then they really do narrate from parang they really do embody rather than like yung character like Ursulon will do this, ganyan, something like I will do ganyan, and then they do
gets.
narrate.
So first person
yeah,
point
first
of view.
person.
Okay,
Mostly
gets,
first person.
Gets. All right,
But
that's
then
very
when you really
interesting.
Yeah, so a lot.
All
of,
right.
you know.
So thanks, guys. We all mentioned ours. If you guys have any other answers to the GL question, just type them out in the comment section. It was a very, very interesting discussion, guys. As in, the 1 hour just flew by. I didn't even notice it, seriously. So I think Gaming Live, Hans, guys, I think you should have like a ladies' night in All Aboard XP. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So that we
Yes,
don't need
yes.
to like to meet once a year only for a stream. I think we should have like once a month ladies night in All Aboard XP so that we can
I
all
agree.
meet one another face to face, play together. The boys can just teach us the games, but only us
I
can
approve this recommendation.
Come on, Hans, make it happen. But yeah, thank you, Sam, Abby, and Dan for joining me tonight. Very, very interesting discussion. It was nice to see you again, Sam, and very nice to meet you, Abby and Dan. Everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Wait, may pahabol pa si Gino. Alice is missing characters can be very interesting too, depending on how the players create them. Though the game makes it easy enough to flesh them out. Some characters can be either male or female and players determine their pronouns too. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Pero hindi ko alam yung Alice is missing. Do you guys know it?
I've played Alice is Missing. It can be very intense. As in,
Yeah.
Really?
yeah, you start off the game by leaving a voice message. Yung first part na yun really tripped me up. I didn't know what to say. Grabe. But yeah,
So I
siya.
think we should play that in the first ladies' night in All Aboard XP.
Abby is missing.
Come on, let's do it. But anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, thank you for joining me tonight, guys. And to everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Just feel free to leave your comments if you have your answers to the GL question. It's nice to be back here. I hope to see you all in All Aboard XP. Hopefully, makalaro ko dun on Thursday. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Good night.